Hey there, YouTube! Daryl back at you again for another episode of Daryl's Vape Tape. So what's up, YouTube? How the hell is everybody doing today? Hopefully, wherever you're at, whatever the hell you're doing, hopefully it's going fucking fantastic. Me? Just chilling out. Another great day in Montana, hanging out with you guys, bringing you another video. And today we got a good one for you folks, alright? Something that I've been really excited to bring to you guys. The Vaporesso Gemini RTA. I got it sitting on the Snow Wolf right now. I got a dual alien Clapton in there. Reading about 0.18, running 85 watts. Let's go ahead and have a vape. And this fucker is just kicking some major ass. Major ass, alright? Now, I didn't get a chance to get my hands on the Griffin, so I don't really know what the deal was the Griffin. I know it's a badass RTA, but I really don't know how it would match this one. This one, for a 22mm Addy, it just kicks out some fucking major clouds, airflow for fucking days. The flavor is phenomenal. I mean, that's all going to depend on what type of build you put in there. But, you know, I tell you, out of this dual alien Clapton that I got in here, I have been running that now for about a month now, and it has just been kicking some ass. This is the best build that I've gotten so far out of this one. I have not found a build yet that has not fit in there. As long as you keep it to about, 6-7 wraps, nothing bigger than that, any build that you want to put in here will fit. It's just kicking some ass. I really, really like it. So, without further ado, to morally understand this guy, let's go ahead and dive down to the table and take a closer look. So we're looking at the packaging right now of the Gemini RTA. It's got a picture of the device on the front, Gemini RTA. Around the box, this is Gemini RTA. It's got black right here because that's the color that we're rocking today. On the back, it's just got some information about the device, what size it is, what the measurements are and everything. But I'm going to tell you guys all that. Right here, a little picture of the inside of the device, telling you to follow on Facebook, all that good stuff. And right here on the side, right here, it just kind of tells you what you get in your package there. But like I said, we're going to go over all that. Slide it out of its little sleeve right here. Really nice packaging, if I must say as well. I mean, really nice. Inside here, you got your device. You take this top cap off. You got your device right there and some extra goodies. Inside the box, you also get this Vaporesso Gemini RTA Quick Guide. And all it does is it just kind of shows you everything, gives you the sizes of all that good stuff. Pretty much the same thing that's on the back of the box. You also get a backup Pyrex glass, and I really like that they put one of these in there. You also get this little parts kit in here. It's got some pre-coiled Clapton wires, some extra grub screws, O-rings. You got your 510 Driptip Adapter in there, and then it comes for your Allen key for your velocity deck. Also comes with a standard Delrin 510 drip tip. Got 2 O-rings on it right there. Pretty nice little drip tip here. Last but not least, we got the Vaporesso RTA, and this is just a pretty tank. Point that out right off the bat. It looks really nice, and I mean, what I get off this when I look at it is a Hercules Plus made over into a RTA. I mean, it looks exactly like the Hercules Plus. So, anyways, few specs for you. She's primarily made of stainless steel. From the top here to the bottom of this wide bore drip tip, I got 66.5 millimeters. Alright? Without this drip tip, of course, it would change. It would be up to whatever drip tip you have on there. 22mm base here. Got a gold-plated 510 pin. It is adjustable, but I haven't had to adjust it, so I haven't played with it too much. Got a wide bore drip tip right here. Comes out right here. It kind of tampers down. This is a 13.5mm wide bore drip tip. So, a really nice drip tip. Be on a tank like this. Got your inside of the top section right here. Your airflow on the top, okay? So your airflow is going to go down and touch your wick, just like the Hercules Plus is, alright? It's got 4 holes right up here. If you close it on this side, it'll be the same all the way around the board. And this just spins. There's no locking mechanism. But there is some restraint to it, so I don't think it's going to stick at all. Now, to unscrew it, to fill it up, you got this little piece right here. You're just going to grab it. Unscrew this guy right here, and there's inside the top section right here, all the way around. Okay, and now right up here, you got two massive fill slots on either side. Like you could put the whole dripper in there, fits, no problems at all. I got no issues. Now also, this comes out here, so you unscrew this from the bottom. You got your deck section on one side, I'll show you that here in a second. And then you got your barrel section right here. Now this also comes apart. I won't take it apart, but you can take it apart if you needed to clean it more. There's your inside barrel section. You got your wicking hole slots right there on either side. And then you got your deck section right here. Now this deck is super easy to build on. Velocity style post. The post holes are 2 millimeters, so I haven't really found a build that doesn't fit. It works out perfect. Now right here, this little ring around the outside of that, you can see it right there. Now that's where your wick's going to go in. Now this does unscrew, but I don't know. I've just never had to really unscrew it. Now the deck does unscrew as well, but I'm not going to unscrew that either. So there's the Velocity style deck right there. Now when she's on the RTA like so, okay, you can see your juice flow control right there is shut off. Now you just spin it and it opens it up. And this just keeps spinning. As long as you're spinning the bottom, it'll just keep spinning there. So it opens up, closed, open, closed, alright, and so on and so forth. So I mean, I have not had any leaking issues whatsoever, not at all. Alright, so take a look at this deck real quick. Let me go ahead and throw a build in this guy. We'll bring it back at you, and then we'll talk a little bit about wicking. Now, the build that I've had the most luck with is a dual Alien Clapton build. And it's not the prettiest one that I've ever had, but the flavor that I get off this build is amazing. So what I'm going to do now is put some wick in it and just show you how I'm wicking it. Alrighty, so I got my wick in there now, and you can see I barely got it tucked underneath this metal piece right here. I like to tuck it down in there. That's where the juice is going to go to. So I like it to be just barely in there on all the way around, just barely. That one's got a little bit more than maybe I would like. It's not the prettiest wick I've ever done, but it'll do. And you know, when you're messing around with wicks, you just kind of got to play with what works for you. Now with this build, I need a little bit more cotton, but you don't want too much cotton. There's just a happy sweet spot, and you just kind of got to play with it until you figure out what works for you. Alright, so I got the coil all wicked up. Everything's ready to go. Got the tank filled up. I did forget to mention it holds 3.5 mils of juice. So not too bad, not too bad. And now you see the metal's closed off. Now I'm going to open this wicking hole up. Maybe. And now you open it up to where it's kind of right about there. And you are ready to vape. All around the board, the juice flow slots are wide open. So that's the way I like it. So let's go ahead and take her back up top. We're going to vape on it and talk on it. I did want to show you guys the Hercules Plus and the RTA next to each other. So on the right here, you got the Vaporesso RTA. On the left, you got the Hercules Plus, sorry. So both of these tanks, like I said, they are pretty much identical. The only difference is the airflow on the RTA is on the bottom, a little bit more down further than on the Hercules Plus. And then on this one, it's got the wide bore drip tip on it, so the top is a little wider, but you can see exactly where they got the idea on this one. Alrighty, so we just got done taking an up-close look at the Gemini RTA by Vaporesso, and oh my god, I am so happy with this RTA. It has performed phenomenal. I mean, the flavor, the airflow, the build deck, everything about it is great. I mean, I do have a couple cons, but before we get to the pros and cons, let me go ahead and take a few vape for you guys, just so you guys can see how it performs. So, I'm running the same dual Alien Clapton that you guys just seen me put in there. I'm reading 0.18, which is pretty low, running 80 watts. Let's go ahead and take a vape. And, I mean, I don't think you guys can fully understand the vapor that I get out of this, but it just produces some fucking clouds. I chuck some major clouds with this guy, and the flavor is still really good. I mean, just like I showed you guys in the close-up, this is the Hercules Plus in an RTA. I mean, the really only difference that I found between the two, except for sub-ohm and RTA, is the wide bore drip tip. The size is pretty much very comparison. Everything is really, I mean, just practically the same exact tank. Just one's an RTA, one's a sub-ohm. And I really love the Hercules Plus is my favorite sub-ohm tank at the moment. So this thing just performs great for me. I really, really love it. So let's go ahead and talk pros and cons, all right? So let's talk cons first, because I don't have a lot of them, all right? The only con that I've really found for this guy is I wish the juice flow control had a stop to it. You know, I wish you could turn it and it would stop. I have had a couple issues, you know, with turning it, unscrewing the bottom, tightening it down to mods, different things like that. I just wish it had a stop point on it so you could screw it on tight onto a mod, all right? The next con for me is I have one of the mods that I have, it will not sit flush on the mod at all. It's a adjustable 510 pin, but you know, if you tighten it down, loosen it up all the way, it just has a little give on there. You can see there's some gap in there. And then the mod I'm talking about is the RX200. And I love that mod, and I'd really love to use this tank on there. But it's just, you know, I'm kind of an OCD guy, and I can see that gap every time I'm vaping on it, and it just pisses me off, all right? So, you know, I got her sitting on the Snow Wolf right here. It does sit flush on this mod. The only mod that I've had some problems with is the RX200. When I screw it on there as tight as I can, there is still a gap between the mod and the tank itself. So that is a con for me. Those are the only two cons that I found. I have a grip of pros, but those are the only two cons, all right? So the first pro for me is I really like this wide bore drip tip that they put in there. I like that it's a wide bore drip tip on a tank. That just makes it awesome. I really like that, okay? The next thing for me is they put a 510 Driptip adapter in there. So, you know, if you want to run your favorite 510 Driptip, you can definitely do that. They also put that extra spare Delrin in there. So that's really cool. I really like that. They're giving you a lot of bang for your buck, okay? The next pro for me is you get a spare glass with it. So if you were to break this one, and it happens, it's happened to me a few times, you have the spare glass. So that's definitely a big pro as well. All right, and in the package itself is a pro alone. I mean, you know, you get so much stuff with it that it's a great deal. It's an awesome deal, okay? The next one for me is, of course, airflow. You know, with the top airflow, the bottom airflow, you know, right now I'm rocking the top airflow about half and bottom airflow wide open. Let me go ahead and take one pull. It's so delicious, so phenomenal, all right? I really, really love it. The next thing for me is it's got the velocity style post on it. It makes it super easy to build on. I mean, I really, truly enjoy vaping on this. You know, the next thing is it's got airflow coming from the bottom of the coil to the side of the coil. In the middle of the coil, there's the post that you guys seen in the close-up. You know, the air can go through the holes on those. I mean, there's so much airflow, and the way it attacks the coil, I call it attacking the coil because it's coming from all sides of the coil. That's where you get the amazing flavor that this thing produces, all right? I really like how the top airflow goes down to the chimney and touches the coil, you know, so it doesn't dampen the flavor at all when you open the top airflow. Same as the Hercules Plus, the same exact system on this RTA, okay? The next pro for me, and the final pro, is price point on this guy is around 30 bones. 30 bucks is an absolute steal for this RTA. I mean, if you have the Griffin and you're not getting enough airflow out of it and it's not producing the flavor that you would like, this is the one to go to. I mean, it's still a 22 millimeter Addy. The velocity posts on it are really nice to build on. The airflow is, you know, extraordinarily better. It's a lot better than the Griffin with the top airflow on there. I mean, you can put massive builds in here and you still get plenty of airflow to, you know, support a big build. And I just really love it. I really enjoy vaping on it. I've had it for about a month now, and I've thrown every build at it that I can possibly think of, and they've all fit in there, which is an awesome, awesome pro. 2 millimeter post holes, so I mean, massive builds can fit in here, okay? You know, one more pro, I guess it's a pro-con for some people. It holds enough juice for me, 3.5 mils. That's not too bad. I mean, it holds plenty of juice. I roll, you know, max VGE liquids, and they produce really well on here. I mean, no dry hits at all. Now, the only thing I can say is when you wick it, you're going to have to play with it a little bit. You're going to have to find the wick that works for your build. The bigger builds that I had to have a little thicker wick in there. The smaller builds that I had, a little thinner wick, all right? But you got to play with it. You got to mess and experiment with it until you find the wick that works for you. But when you find the build and get the wicking right, this thing will produce phenomenally. Let me go ahead and take one more vape. This fucking thing it's an awesome RTA. I can't really say anything else about it. I will make sure I put all the links down there in the bottom of the description. And if you guys are looking for the RTA, the best one that I have right now that's not 25 millimeters, there's a snapshot of some stuff that we got coming up. But this is a 22 millimeter RTA, and it performs like a 25 millimeter RTA. I really, really love it. So, that's pretty much going to sum it up for me today. Thanks for watching. If you guys liked anything in today's video, go ahead and give me a big fat thumbs up. And until next time, just remember, vape on YouTube.